Hello everyone, this is a video description of the ulnar nerve in hand. So here we have a dissected specimen of the upper limb, and the skin, the superficial fascia, deep fascia have already been removed. The palmar aponeurosis also seems to have been removed. The ulnar nerve is the continuation of the medial cord of the brachial plexus and conveys fibers from the C8 and T1 roots and occasionally from the C7 root. It extends from the axilla to the hand, but our concern here is only its contribution to the functioning of the hand. Ulnar nerve is a mixed nerve, which means it is both sensory and motor. About 5 centimeters proximal to the wrist, we can find two sensory branches, including this branch that is entering the dorsum of the hand, the dorsal cutaneous branch of the ulnar nerve, and a palmar cutaneous branch which appears to have been removed during the dissection procedure. The dorsal branch provides sensory supply to the medial 1/3 of the dorsum of hand and dorsal aspect of medial 1½ digits. The palmar branch supplies medial 1/3 of the palm. As we move more distally, tracing the ulnar nerve, we see that it lies superficial to this fibrous band, the flexor retinaculum. Actually, the ulnar nerve, accompanied by the ulnar artery, passes through a fibrous tunnel called the Guyot's canal or the ulnar canal. Here, we can see the floor of the canal formed by the flexor retinaculum and the hypothenar muscles. Lateral boundary formed by the hook of hamate bone, medial boundary by the pisiform bone and the piezohamate ligament. The roof is formed by a facial band, the volar carpal ligament, which must have been cleared to visualize the ulnar nerve and ulnar artery enclosed in the canal. Now, as we trace the nerve further distally, we can see its division right here into a superficial and deep terminal branch. The superficial terminal branch provides motor innervation to the subcutaneous palmaris brevis muscle. So we can see this tiny twig that was innervating the palmaris brevis. After that, it divides into a medial proper digital nerve and a common digital nerve, which receives a communicating branch from the medialmost digital nerve of the median nerve. The communicating branch is not seen here though. Next, let me reflect the flexor digitorum tendons and show you the deep terminal branch, which passes deeply between the abductor and flexor digiti minimi, pierces the opponent's digiti minimi, and turns laterally, launching in a groove below the hook of hamate. We can do the floss test to confirm that this nerve that is ending in the substance of adductor pollicis and lying within the concavity of the deep palmar arterial arch is indeed the deep terminal branch of ulnar nerve. The deep branch is fully motor and innervates the 3 hypothenar muscles, medial 2 lumbricals, 8 interossi muscles, adductor pollicis, and often the flexor pollicis brevis. So we see that 14½ of the 19 intrinsic muscles of the hand are innervated by the ulnar nerve. This is why it is often referred to as the musician's nerve. This is also why ulnar nerve injury can severely hamper the hand's functionality. We know that if a nerve is injured at a certain point, all the branches arising below that point cannot carry the stimulus. Thus, injury at the level of the wrist due to compression in the Guyot's canal, that is handlebar palsy, or fracture of the hook of hamate bone, presents hypothenar atrophy and claw hand deformity due to loss of action of all the muscles innervated by the superficial and deep terminal branches. Sensory loss is observed only on the palmar aspect of medial 1½ digits, as the dorsal and palmar cutaneous branches arise proximal to the wrist. The partial claw hand is more pronounced here than in ulnar nerve injury at elbow. This is because the flexor digitorum profundus is not paralyzed. To sum up, ulnar nerve is a sensory motor nerve with 2 terminal branches, the superficial and the deep. We have discussed their course and functions. In addition, we have also discussed the sensory nerves of hand, the palmar and dorsal cutaneous branches of ulnar nerve. Ulnar nerve in hand also provides articular branches to the intercarpal and carpometacarpal joints and vasomotor twigs to the ulnar artery and the deep palmar arch. With this, we have covered the ulnar nerve in hand. Thank you for your patient listening.